Let's kick off a time-traveling adventure 5 years ago, where Scott moonlighted as a quantum realm taxi driver doing Thanos snap. Time in quantum realm and real world are like two aliens who don't understand each other. 5 years out equals 5 eyes in. Scott plans to time travel first. Well, this superpower can only be done by one person. Could it be Tony showcasing his magic? Of course, he's busy running a stay-at-home dad business with pet Tony, like someone overindulged in chocolate, showed disinterest in Scott's proposal. He didn't want Avengers drama again. Without Tony, the team sought another superhero, Dr. Banner, 2.5 and tall and all-in-one, combining Hulk strength and brains. The captain's request was Banner's strength, but with some persuasion, he decided to try like joining a wild summer camp. They planned to send Scott back a week for some gaming, but it didn't go as planned. The quantum tunnel was surprisingly like chocolate. In the end, Scott returned as an old man, a kid, and a baby all rolled into one, a bizarre family reunion. If you asked, after the power reboot, Scott returned to his original edition, and over there, seeing a photo with Spidey, Tony felt guilt hit him like a panda falling from a tree. Tony finally decided to whip up a time travel gadget inspired by Scott, and surprisingly, he actually succeeded. It makes you wonder if he's been secretly taking magic. After a struggle of emotions, Tony cruised his fancy car to the Avengers base, ready to embark on the ultimate adventure, but it turned out the stakes were his life. He even brought Cap's iconic shield. The feud resolved the next, gather the rest of the Avengers for an Avengers reunion. Rocket and Banner went to find Thor in Asgard town, only to discover Head morphed into an online gaming slacker. What a transformation. After that mishap, the former couple's relationship was non-existent, and the Stormbreaker was now used for snow beer party. Daily activities now include beer banging or playing Lego with Rocky, until Banner sought help from Thor, only to be coldly shot down. Until Rocket hinted at some beer aboard the ship, and Thor perked up like a puppy hearing a treat bag rustle. Who lost the most after Thanos' attack? Some say Scott, because aside from his daughter, he had nothing left. But hold on, there's a bigger loss brewing. In fact, Hawkeye lost even more. His whole family vanished. Now he's a wandering swordsman until Black Widow shows up, swooping in like a savior. Upon hearing a chance to rescue the vanished, Hawkeye eagerly followed Black Widow to the Avengers base, buzzing like he just downed 2 shots of his. Rudy suggested finding pre-snap Thanos if we can time travel, but Banner's response left everyone speechless. Banner fired up the quantum tunnel for a trial run, sending Hawkeye back before the snap. But as he was about to say, "Hey, can we talk?" whoosh, back to reality he went. Luckily, the experiment went swimmingly, but with limited pim particles, everyone could only make a one-way trip, a definite no-return policy. The team split into 3, collecting Infinity Stones at different times, each landing in 2012 NYC to witness the Avengers vs. Chitauri. While strategizing, Hulk suddenly remembered his sassy days back then. Hulk's IQ wasn't high, but his battle skills were off the charts. Seeing his younger self, Banner felt nostalgic and immediately suggested, smash something to get the feeling back. Now that's his best plan yet. Tony and Mini Ian quietly returned to Stark Tower, looking for a chance to catch Loki, only to uncover Hydra's ugly truth. Tony told Ian to raise his butt and fly towards past Tony while he recreated the classic lightning scene, truly a minute on stage, 10 years of effort off stage. Next, pretending to be security, Tony guided Scott to destroy his own reactor, causing a meltdown of past Tony's. What a funny spectacle this time. The scene plunged into chaos, yet the duo flawlessly cooperated, getting the space stone quickly, only to be knocked by the past Hulk as they left. The gemstone slid to Loki's feet. He picked it up like a bull. Time flies. On the other side, as they walked into the elevator, they faced the familiar scene, the elevator warriors striking back once again, and it was an all-out roll over nothing. This time, the fight was a breeze as they nailed the Mind Stone effortlessly, but hey, the box office takes magic to make it happen. Not far along, they bumped into the past selves, and it was a wrestling match of what's this all about. As they embraced the chaos, the past team thought this one was Loki in disguise, and without missing a beat began to brawl who would come out on top. The two fought fiercely, tumbling downstairs, future selves hid tricks, pinning down past ones. In the end, they lost to their past selves. Alas, Loki had stolen it all, leaving just enough pin particles for their return. Out of the blue, the turn of events had everyone flabbergasted, but Tony came up with a brilliant idea as they worked together to find a solution. Tony asked Scott to take the stone back while he and the team zipped off to New Jersey in 1970 using the last of the pin particles. Dressed in costume, they snuck into the base. With Friday's help, Tony quickly located the space stone, only to bump into a special someone. His father Howard stood right in front of him, leaving this big shot a bit flustered and utterly dumbfounded. Tony nervously shook hands with just a finger and almost forgot the stone box. This time-traveling chap filled him with a warm paternal love. This adventure allowed him to mend years of regret, while on the flip side, he casually called young Hank Pym. But fate did him mistakenly enter Carter's office, peeking at his crush through the blinds. Emotions of longing hit him hard. Nevertheless, he knew saving the vanished was paramount. Meanwhile, Banner found the Ancient One. The Ancient One bluntly said, "You were here 5 years ago." Banner couldn't care less and attempted to snatch the time stone, only to be reprimanded by the Ancient One struck, knocking Banner's soul out of his body as he desperately begged to talk about survival instincts. The Ancient One explained time flow stems from the Infinity Stones, giving them away causes chaos and attracts dark forces. Banner reassured her if they'd return the stone on time, what's the problem? But the Ancient One was having doubts. Until Banner mentioned Doctor Strange willingly handing the stone to Thanos, the Ancient One finally understood everything has a reason. Finally, the Ancient One sent Banner's soul back into his body with a slight smile, as if everything was right where it needed to be.